Okay, Monday morning in the kingdom, and it's past 9 a.m. because it's our Sunday today. Yes, yesterday was Sunday and we worked way too hard. Yes, we hauled the water, we plowed the snow. Backbladed the snow. I'm the king of the backblades. So this morning we woke up to minus 32 Celsius, but feels like minus 41. Yes, it's chilly and the me phone is in where it's warm. And then on the yo-yo scale, minus 26 Fahrenheit, but feels like minus 42 with extreme cold warnings on the weather network. Yes, it's chilly willy, but that's okay. We chose to live up here after the great divorce. And also too, Amazon has my 9th book of the Winter Road series on for being free from January 22nd to January 26th. Okay, let's try that again. January 22nd to the 26th. It's free as an ebook. 5 days on Amazon, 4 days on Sesame Street. Yes, and the book is called Blew It Up because that is when... Alright, we'll take a great risk. The me phone's probably censored me already. I'm probably talking funny or sounding funny. That's when I blew up the rear ends in the screaming Ford. And then we had to tow it back with Johnny and Thor the plow truck. Yes, that was fun times. That was 4 years ago in 2020. Yes, I wrote a book about it. Alright, the sun is coming up. It's clear, it's cold, and I mean cold. Yes, you can see my breath. That is Crest Mint Fresh. Can you smell that, Les Nesman? I untangled the flags and they're still untangled, which is good. So we'll make this a fast intro because it's our Sunday. We'll be doing the doggy blankets and bacon and eggs for lunch. And then the doggies get their bacon treats for treats. Yes. Oh, they like that. But yesterday we were too busy for a relaxing Sunday. Plus we couldn't day drink. Yes, because we were too busy. Look at that. Just for the Swedish kids, straight up. All right. Yes, so today we'll be working on the 38 GMC because we'll be day drinking. Yes. And then we'll start on the D69U known as the Bismarck on Tuesday because it'll be a regular work day for us because the boss is an asshole. Oh, I better go. Here he comes. Okay, 10 o'clock in the kingdom and I got the wood stove going. We're getting organized. I just had my second cup of coffee of the morning and we got the doggy blankets out here airing out. And then at lunchtime while I'm cooking the bacon and eggs and smoking out the house, we run the dryer with a bounce sheet in there on fluff or whatever to make the doggy blankets smell a lot better. And also too, being our Sunday, which is on a Monday now, the dogs get their bacon treats. Okay, they get a bacon treat on Sunday, so they were upset they didn't get a bacon treat yesterday because they knew it was Sunday and we were working way too hard. Okay, in Wilderness, Alaska, you can tell the wood stove's burning hot or dying out because I should be out there to fill it some more. And you can see the sun is bright in the south there, still in the south, but it's okay. All right, let's finish up here in the house and go out to the shop and work on the 38 GMC.
Monday morning in WHO-ville, and it's almost 9 a.m. and I'm on my way to work now. I get to work at the school all day from 8:45 right until 3:45 all week long, so that's some extra money for me. Now let's let the dogs inside and get going. 12 o'clock and I'm just making it home for lunch. They asked me to sub grade 1 this morning, so that's what I've been doing. That's pretty good for me. I'm actually learning a thing or two as well. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and make lunch. I think I'm just going to have craft dinner and hot dogs. Just after 4 p.m. and I made it home from work. It was a pretty good day substituting grade 1. I think I did a pretty good job teaching them. I'm not very smart myself, so hopefully they learned something. Now it's time to head on over to the kingdom and drop off my dad's supper and his bread. We're not doing much today because it is a shop day, so let's get going. Almost 4:30 and I'm just going to head down to the shop and see what my dad's up to. I don't think we're doing anything today. I'm pretty sure he's just working in the shop and stuff, but I'll drop off his dog treats and supper and then head on back into WHO-ville and do the weather. Down at the shop now, my dad asked me to fill up the wagon for him. That way he has some firewood for tonight. As you can see, the moon is already making an appearance too, and we're getting a sunset as well, so I better get going and finish this up before it gets dark. Just finished filling up the wagon. Now I'll take it into the shop for my dad so he doesn't have to, and then I can grab my dog treats and head on back into WHO-ville to do the weather. Almost 5 o'clock, and I just made it back from the kingdom. I used my little trip meter that's on here, and it told me that it's 1.2 kilometers from the steps of the kingdom to the steps of my house in WHO-ville, so I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure how accurate that is. We'll have to look on Google Earth. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and do the weather. 6 o'clock, and this is the weather we're sitting at today. It's negative 23 degrees Celsius, which is negative 9 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. We are finally out of the extreme cold warning as well, so that's pretty good. But it wasn't that cold, so I'm not sure why we were in it. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make supper. I work tomorrow as well, so let's see what that brings. That's the end of my day.
Okay, nice relaxing Sunday here in the shop, but it's a Monday. But today is our Sunday because we worked yesterday. So what we're doing right now is I had to put a lip around the bottom here so I can put some bolts through to hold the bottom of the grill in. I was going to do something on the inside, but there's no strength to it, okay? You have to remember Mr. Ptarmigan, yes, Ptarmigan, is like a little cannonball coming at this grill. So he'll have enough momentum to any bolts that I put will break away. So if I put this lip over like I did up here, that should keep it from going through in theory. But knowing my luck, I'll be hitting some fat ptarmigan, yes, ptarmigan, that couldn't fly. So he'll be like a 20-pound cannonball coming through the grill. Look what they did to Captain Jack Sparrow's boat, the Black Pearl, with cannonballs. Also, too, I had to do a wider weld here because there was a slight gap to get it going, but I used my filler rod, so now we can buff it. But that's to show that there's a lot of splatter with the gasless wire, but I can buff and grind because nobody can afford the gas anymore. And then up here, I had to create an illusion. All right, here's my center here, okay, just like we talked about cleavage the other day. But this one here pointed out here. And then we had a hole notch here. So you're trying to look at this here, and it wasn't straight. So what I've done here was do some welds, fill in that hole. So now when I buff it with my flapper discs from California, I will make it peak where the center is, okay? I'll create an illusion. All right, so that's what I'm hoping there to happen there. Oh, these lips need some more vodka. Oh, wait, I'm drinking beer. Yes, it is early Sunday morning, but on a Monday here in the kingdom, and we're drinking beer first thing. Yes, oh well. It's a health food. Okay, let's get back to work. Let's get the buffer going here. Let's get this cleaned up before lunch, and then we can drink vodka after lunch, and this project will flow a little better. Hopefully my lips will too. Okay, just about coffee time in the kingdom. We got the hood fitting a little better, plus we have adjustment. I put the rods on. These are industrial grade threaded rod. We use them on the new shop and stuff like that, and these things do not break. They bend and bend and bend. The original rods that went to support the rad cradle here, the grill shell. Okay, I don't know why they did it that way. All the other trucks are down here and the frame comes up, and it's a lot easier to mount the rad, get everything square, and then put the shell on. Okay, the original ones were 3/8 or 5/16 in diameter. They came out and they crisscrossed right here. Okay, crisscrossed and then went that way. The only problem was they made a kink in the crisscross for the carburetor and air cleaner, which is down here. And then in 1977, Dad put this 261 motor in out of a 57 Chevy truck or whatever, because a 261 has more torque. So the crisscross landed up right where the air cleaner is, so it's pointless, and it's all twisted and bent, so it's pointless even to continue on. The threaded rod, I can control the measurements. I know they're solid. It's not going to bend and break. Okay, and another thing here, I know why they welded the rad cradle frame to the rad shell or grill shell. It's a pain in the ass. So I drilled a hole, put a bolt in there, and look at that. The hole for the headlights line up centered in the hole. So hopefully we have some adjustment. And now I have to make the piece right here to hold everything together. Okay, so that's what we got to do. And you can see that the hood is broken here. So I'm fighting the curve and everything. I'm not sure if it stayed the same or whatever over here. But everything is kind of jimmy rigged together. Like this piece has now come forward because I opened the hood. But once the fenders are on and everything, this is lining up to have a good line. Like this has to go back. Once the hood piece right here is on, it's keeping this back, okay? And the hood has to be wider. So these 3/8 bolts or nuts that I used as a spacer, the hood has to be wider now that we have the felt on there, so we can maybe work with that white slider neoprene, whatever that stuff was. So this is actually turning out very well. And also too, I'm having a better afternoon because I had some vodka with my lunch. Okay, so we had bacon and eggs, toast, and vodka. So now I'm more fluent in the English, and my welding and creativity skills are a lot better. Okay, after coffee in the kingdom, and I'm being creative, just like Dr. Johnny Fever on WKRP when they did that sobriety test with Venus flytrap. Yes, Dr. Johnny Fever got sober and was quicker on the results while everybody else got drunk. All right, so once again, we're using the angle iron as a square edge. Put the clamp your flat piece on, and then use your bolt to get it eyeballed straight. And the reason why we're going for this here is because we need it over here. Oops, I forgot the piece. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you missed me. All right, so this is the factory hood ornament foo-foo thing that clips in here, and then that's to hold the hood hinge or whatever. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to use this. This is too pretty. This will be for when they restore the truck. But see, the fact is, we're not done. Okay, these fenders, this hood will be bolted on and off and on and off as we finish the restoration of this truck, or to make it roadworthy. Yes, a commercial safety because it has the dual wheels on the back, so it has to pass. So everything has to work, the windshield wiper, the headlights, everything like that. So that's why we're going with the nut, stack nuts or whatever, pin holder thingy me bob. Okay, so I'm making it extra long so I can use spacers to get things tight, and it'll be fully adjustable. I'll oval out these holes with the die grinder so everything can be moved. Okay, back when GM was building these trucks, it was one size fits all. They knew where the holes were, and the sheet metal, the hinges, everything was tight. Now 80 years later, everything is stretched, everything is loose, and then you got some colorblind guy at the end of the world drinking vodka, improving their design with the RV hinge from Cousin Eddie. All right, so another thing here, this truck has the headlights that go on here, and as you can see there, that's the base. Okay, GM or Chevy had the standard, and they were called the Bullet because it came back like a bullet. All right, so when Dad got this truck, or when I grew up, I remember it, there was a big ugly bumper on the front, and somebody put headlights in the bumper, and they put an oil bath air cleaner hanging off the side. They were trying to make this truck look like the truck from Duel. Remember that movie with Dennis Weaver and his little red dart, and that ugly Peterbilt was trying to kill him or run him off the road? Well, that's what they tried to do. But then this is the 70s. My parents were flower childs of the 60s or whatever, you know, sort of thing. So I grew up in a pink house, and they painted it pink twice or three times or whatever it was. So I grew up in a gray house. So some of the design and things they did to this truck are quite explained or whatever. Easy to explain when your parents are flower child. So these are the headlights they put on. Okay, this is what I got. Okay, these are KB International headlights or whatever. So that's your turn signal, whatever. And they just shoved a bolt through here, and this compressed or whatever. They had pieces of wood wedged in, and then you adjusted it on this side here. Okay, and that's normal for Chevy or whatever sort of thing. But this is where the rad bolt's on, right here. Okay, all the Chevy upgrade rads that I've done, I've made sure the rad is mounted on the outside of the frame so you can adjust the headlights. Good thinking on my part. Yes, I grew up trying to adjust headlights. All right, so now we have to figure out how we're going to support this in here, you know, so it doesn't collapse, and get this hood hinge finished here, because this is going very well. We're very pleased. Yes, and we thank oh, I got the burps. It was peanuts and a titty vodka. Oh, yes. That's why I'm being so creative today. Okay, that turned out very well. The nuts give it some character, those holes in it. Looks like something from Big Daddy Roth back in the 60s in the Hot Rod Custom magazines. Yes, I grew up reading those magazines, plus my dad's Playboys too. So over here, we've trimmed up the hood. We did the welds on the curve and stuff like that. So now we can do an assembly together and hopefully bolt the hood on and see how it's going to open and close and not fall off in theory. Okay, 5 o'clock in the kingdom, and we put the hood back together using 1/2-inch nuts to give us more space here. Yes, more space. And we're very pleased because now we've determined the width of the hood in relationship to having the belting on the cowl here. And we got some lines happening here, which is actually working out very well. There's still final adjustments and everything like that, which we're not going to worry about, but we got the lines. This is correct. Okay. We got the rightness here, I guess you could say, right? Ooh, I just love rubbing it. Ooh, maybe that'll be the titty vodka later tonight. You know, maybe I will. But it's turning out nice. Very, very pleased how this is turning out. Just takes time and more vodka. There's really not much money being spent here except for the beverage. All right, let's keep going here. We got things to do. We got to get this project complete. Okay, we finally figured out that the white neoprene slider board thingy-me-bobs will work. So I traced them out. Also, too, you noticed how I put the bolts in. I drilled those holes first, put a bolt in as a guide, used the paint marker to mark it, and we have X's and O's. Yes, from my childhood. X's and O's. And we should be able to do it. And also too, I made sure I stayed away from the end because I can always buff that plastic down with a flapper disc from California. Yes, they're handy. So let's see if we can cut these out. We drilled the holes and then we cut it and see if we screw up. Hopefully we can get this hood back together and complete, and then we can call it a day and drink professionally. This day drinking's hard on a guy. Okay, 6:30 and we're going strong here. Yes, we got the white neoprene slider thingy-me-bobs. Notice we use different colors because they're different. Okay, you have rights and lefts, and plus the holes are drilled every which way but straight. And we got it bolted on. Yes, this is an excessive amount of bolts, but the main thing is it's done. I had to remove the washer from the nut here from the bolt, and that gave us just enough clearance. When this hinge is closed, their bolts will do. So here I was thinking I would have had to order some fancy special bolts. Here I thought I would have to order some special fancy stuff, but no, we did it. We used what we had, recycled, repurposed, and reused, I guess. Yeah. And the main thing is we got it done. So let's quickly install it on the truck. Oh, the burps. Cherry Kool-Aid and peanuts gives me the burps. Oh, wait, everything gives me the burps. All right, let's get this hood on. Okay, 7 o'clock in the kingdom, and we got the white stuff in here, and it looks good. We have to trim back the bolts at the back here, as there's not quite enough room. Here, I'll open the hood. Look at that. One. Got talent. Okay, that's what we want for a hood. Yes, that's what we want. And then you notice the colors we used. Yes, I talked about that once before. Oh, I've been drinking. But it turned out very nice. We got some space here. This is space here. It's turning out nice. You got to correct these because these are always bent down or up or whatever, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so back here we didn't have enough room for the bolts because it's curved in here. We even tried grinding the nut a little smoother, smaller, and it didn't work, so it's pushing on it. All right, so let's lift this up and I'll show you that the hood is wide enough now. Oop, look at the talent. Okay. All right. Okay. The hood's wide enough now, so it's boingy, okay, because of the belting or whatever is there. So then when you lock it in, there, that sucks it down. We have a nice fit. Before it was too tight and it was pulling out or whatever. It was struggling, okay? So once we get the clips on here at the front for the handle to lock in, I don't know where I put them. I'll have to find them. Okay, so we got the headlights kind of jimmy rigged in. We're going to run the wires through that hole and fill in these other ones. And these headlights being shorter is nice when you open and close the hood because it gives it clearance. So you can slam the hood in a fit of rage, you know. Okay, but these headlights, I had nothing to do with them. All right. So you can tell I had nothing to do with them because they're using colored wires. Okay, so I wasn't involved with that. I was probably pretty young then. I'm not sure. Okay, so what we got problem here is the base goes on here. There's no space in here. Somebody shoved wood in here. Yeah. So 1977 till when we took the truck apart, that kind of rotted away. So we might cut this bigger and make a collar that goes in here. That way the light base is pushing against here and pushing the power or the compression onto this radiator cradle. Oh, these are big words. And when you got wire holes to fill here, we have to put another hole down here to that way they're matching, because we get bonus points when we go to the car show you know, and people criticize the truck. All right, so the hood is coming along good. Let's see, it's boinged up on this side here, but if I go like this and lock it there, that's what I think factory was all about, you know, but that's pretty good. So I'm very pleased with that. Let's go check on the flags. Okay, somebody forgot to plug in the yard light when I unplugged the fan so I could make a video. Oh well, I will be punished. I will have to have more drinks or whatever. Okay, look at the wood stove smoke, and over here, I think it's chilly out because it's chilly. And the Lily Tomlin cord here on the mic is very stiff. It's kind of Viagra-ish, yeah. All right, look at the flags. They're in their natural state of being limp. There's a slight little breeze, not much. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, and enjoy our Sunday on a Monday. Oh, plus make a video. Talk to you later.